Hey, it's me again. I'm in a bit of a hurry today because my dad is pressuring me. He's like, let's go get coffee in 30 seconds. Like, who can get ready in 30 seconds, Dad? Like, this takes longer than 30 seconds. Not really, actually. I just got out of bed. Look, I'm still wearing my pajamas. Anyway, too much information. Dad, today I want to talk about what your families think of your tattoos and when they don't encourage them. My family don't like my tattoos. They love to tell me all the time. The best advice I can give in this situation is it's your body, and whatever you want to do with your body is up to you. It's not up to anybody else. In Australia, you can get tattoos from the age of 18. You're legally an adult when you're 18, so you can do whatever the hell you want with your body. Preferably you'd be doing something that's looking after your body. Let's be honest, getting a tattoo is a commitment. It does change your life forever. It changes the way people look at you. And it's not fair, but that's just the way society is. So, judgmental bitches. Make the decision to get tattoos and change your body for life, you're going to have to expect that people are going to look at you differently. And it's really unfortunate, but that's just the way that it is. So when I got my first tattoo, I thought it would be the only tattoo that I'd get. Instantly I was like, this is awesome. Can I do what you do? And he was like, well, not right now because you're 18 and you look 12 and I'm scared to be tattooing you at all right now. They are very addictive. Once you get one, it's hard to stop at just one. You just want to get more and more and more. My dad actually came with me to get my first tattoo. My dad doesn't really care about the tattoos. He said he would rather me not have them because he thinks that's what dads are supposed to say. He doesn't really care what I do, as long as I'm not hurting myself or anybody else. My mum, on the other hand, she's very, she doesn't like them. She's very open about the fact that she doesn't like them, and when I came home with this one, especially, she could instantly see the guilt on my face because I walked in the door and I was like, shit, she's gonna hate this. And I hadn't shown her yet and I was kind of like, hi Mum. And as soon as I walked in the door, she goes, what did you do? And I was like, this? What do you think? And she was like, I hate you. She pretty much just had this horrible, disgusted face. And it's like, my mum is so good at this disgusted face. Like, she just thinks that you're absolute filth. And she just looks at you like, you're disgusting. And it makes you feel really bad because you're like, why does she think it's so gross? Like, at the same time, I was like, well, I love it, and I still love it. It's one of my favorite tattoos. I don't care what anyone thinks. And a lot of people are like, why'd you tattoo your neck? A lot of people were like, oh, it's real when they first saw it. And because I first posted a photo of it and everyone thought it was fake. And I was like, why? like, who cares if it's real? Like, why does it affect anyone but me? As soon as you get tattoos, everyone decides that they have a right to tell you how to live your life. And you just kind of have to, know that's coming. And you also have to have enough self-confidence and willpower to know that you can't do anything about it, and you just have to put up with it. It's really unfortunate, but that's just the way that it is now. I've actually had pretty big problems based on my tattoos and my family. One of the funniest stories is, I hope she's watching this. I don't imagine, but hopefully one day she does, because she'll know how I really feel about it, because she's never actually asked me how I feel about it. But my auntie, who is, I have a lot of aunties, so let me just specify which one. It's my mum's brother's wife. My mum's wedding, my mum got remarried last year, the year before. Anyway, it was recently, and my auntie lives in Sydney, so she doesn't see me very often, but she came down for the wedding. She drinks a lot. A lot. Yep. I sat down and I was talking to my uncle. I wasn't even talking to her because I really like talking to my uncle because he's really nice and he's cool. And she just butted in and she was like, why have you ruined your body with these tattoos? You made yourself ugly. You used to be beautiful. they've ruined your body, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yeah, I've heard this all before, like whatever. I'm not offended at all. I like them, so if you don't, I don't care. But my friend Jamie, he is a really good friend of mine. He's been there for me through thick and thin. He's been with me through many breakups. He's one of my best friends. He's got such a good heart, but he's very loud. And some people find that hard to handle, but he came over and sat next to me, and he has a lot of tattoos. He's got face tattoos and stuff like that. So he was like, you shouldn't judge people by the way that they look. He was drinking as well. I don't really drink, so I was fine. But these two having their little drunk argument about me. He was like, you shouldn't judge your niece by the way she looks. You should love her no matter what. He was saying all the right things. She was not having any of it though. She didn't even once say, I do love her, or no, you're right, it doesn't matter what she looks like. The whole argument was about how ugly I am now, and he should just listen to her opinion and take that on. Very stubborn, he's not going to back down, and he's always got my back. So if anybody is ever bagging me, he will be there to tell you to get fucked. And that's what he did to my family. So, anyway, he was defending my honor like a true friend, and my auntie just decided, like, the conversation was going nowhere. They were just arguing and arguing and arguing and back and forth. Sometimes I was like, Jamie, it's fine, she's not gonna back down. Right in front of her face, I was like, just leave her, like, don't worry about it. And he was like, no, I will never back down. And I was like, oh my god, here we go. And eventually I just I leaned over and I was like, Jamie, that's enough, it's fine. And he was like, all right, fine, whatever, you're wrong, but whatever. And she just went cold, and her face turned from like, I'm mildly annoyed, to I'm gonna murder someone. And she's just launched at him, grabbed him by the throat, tipped him backwards off his chair, holding him by the neck, and sat on top of him while strangling him. Yeah. This actually happened at my mum's wedding. She's fucking in her late 40s or something, and he's my age, and she was sitting on top of him, killing him. And you know what? He had great restraint. Well, she's a big lady, and he probably didn't have much of a chance because he's not very big. But he didn't hurt her, he didn't punch her, he didn't fight back. He did, you know, he tried to get her off of him, but he didn't know what to do. Like, there's a full-grown adult woman tackling him to the ground, and he was like, fuck, what do I do? So stupid. It did not have to happen, but when you live down in Bogan, Australia, this is what happens down here. There were no kangaroos involved, just in case you were wondering. Just a buffalo. Anyway, so I grabbed Jamie under the arms, like under his armpits, and I ripped him off with all of my might. He was not really happy about it. He didn't really know what to do, but I think my uncle and my mum grabbed my auntie off of him, and she was just, you know, I think she was embarrassed. Her boobs fell out of her dress. Everybody saw them. And so whatever you do when you're embarrassed because you fucked up. And Jamie got really upset and he walked off, and like, you know, it was a big issue, but we fixed it. And well, I fixed it with Jamie. I made sure that he was okay. I went straight after him because I was like, he's my real family in this situation, and you know, I'm not gonna let him be upset about something that she's done. Like, she was totally in the wrong. You never throw the first punch. If somebody hits you, I'm all about defending yourself and not letting somebody just throw punches at you. You never throw the first punch. I'm not about violence. If you're not intelligent enough to solve it with your words, then there's no point in throwing a punch, okay? You just look like a dickhead. To this day, I haven't spoken to her after that. Like, I don't really want to, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make. If your family don't accept your tattoos to the point where they're gonna attack your friends because they have tattoos, or because they think that it's okay to have tattoos, then fuck them right off, okay? Family is not worth that. You want people who accept you for who you are. And like, my mum doesn't like my tattoos, but she still loves me, and she still accepts me, and she still happy to hang out with me while I've got my tattoos out. And if anyone, including my auntie, if anyone says anything bad about me having tattoos, she will defend me as well, and because she loves me, and that's what family is supposed to do. Any of your family don't like your tattoos to the point where they're nasty, first I think you should explain to them that it's not a joke and it's actually upsetting you if it is really upsetting you that much. But if they are never going to get over it, get rid of them. Don't associate with them. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. You do what's good for you. Don't worry about anyone who's going to judge you for the way you look, because I have never felt more like me than I do now with tattoos, and I just want to keep getting more, because every time I get one I feel more like the person I'm supposed to be, and it makes me feel good in my own skin. Like, I love walking around with artwork on my skin, and I just accept the fact that it makes people look at me differently, and it's hard, but there's not much else you can do. You also have to respect that other people don't like them. So you have to come to a mutual standpoint where it's like, I like them, you don't. We're going to agree to disagree and meet in the middle and be happy and love one another. But from what I've learned since getting tattoos, and also since going vegan, my family have completely changed their opinion towards me. And, you know, some of them have just turned into people I didn't think that they were. But if that's what it takes to bring out true colours, then that's fine. I've got friends who I've met along the way who have treated me more like family than my real family. So I value them more than anyone who's going to treat me differently because of the choices I make that aren't hurting anybody. Do what's good for you. Whatever's going to make you happy is what you should do at all times. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, or you're not hurting yourself, you know, besides the pain of a tattoo, just do that. Don't worry about them. So that's the best advice I can give you when it comes to what your family are going to think of your tattoos. If I've left anything out, if you need me to answer anything about what I was talking about today, leave a comment in the section below about tattoos, or if you have a question you'd like me to do a video on, send me an email. I'll see you in my next video when I have more time and plan it better, and yeah. So I'll see you later, or I'll see you another time. We out.